I'm dying, I'm dying. So what's going on, guys? I'm at the part two of the Shadcn tutorial. I recorded the part one before this. It's just me kind of initializing Shadcn. So for those new, Shadcn is a component UI library, fantastic as ever. Very easy to implement. If you saw part one, sorry guys, just adjusting the cell phone there. If you hadn't seen part one, excuse me, I would recommend getting it checked out. Part two, I had just wanted to see just a few things we could do granularly with Shadcn. I wanted to build a table off of part one, and then also wanted to integrate this color change. So that's roughly what I did. The color changing, or theming is what it's called in Shadcn. Very, very easy. So again, assuming you initialize Shadcn, you build your components, of course. You want to pop one in. Maybe I'll show an example of that, and then we'll go ahead into the theming real quick. So let's fire open another component. I have this table here that I built. Obviously not the prettiest of tables, but I'll go ahead and integrate Shadcn's table out of that mode. Let's just pull something in. Here's a menu bar file. Looks like there's some stuff here. I don't know if that'll change colors actually. So let's get something that looks kind of color-y changey, right? Would a skeleton loader be different colors? I don't think so. A slider, I bet, would change colors. So all you do, you pop in the installation again. If you want to see part one, shows how to install it all. So it really isn't too harsh though if you're walking down the documentation steps. So I just fire open my terminal. I'm going to paste in this command right here, npx shadcn UI latest at latest add the sidebar or slide bar, excuse me, and it should pop it into our component/UI folder. So let's see, installing slider, boom, there it is, and the component's already built out for us. It's already got all this stuff. And looks like it's pulling in from Radix. Actually, it's kind of ironic. But anyway, let's use it. So here's our page where we're kind of building this table. Let me close this data tab real quick. That's just what I'm using to render out some data. It's like movie data. So we have our drop down as well. Let's get rid of that. Let's close that up. We have all of our component stuff right here, the title, the category, the rating for this table. Not the prettiest of tables, we'll correct that in a moment, but I want to import that slider that we just installed. So how I use it is I'm going to say import slider from @components /UI/slider. And just like what we've done with the other components, right? At the button, if we want the button. If I want the slider, I'll pop the slider in. So let's pop it in at the top of the screen. Let's see where it is. Boom, there it is. So there's the slider, just like that. If we need to resize it a bit, what I can do is wrap it in a div, and boom. So now our slider's in a div, and I could say class name, and with this parent div, actually control the width of the slider. So if I say width full, it's going to be the full width. If I say width 1/2, it'll be half the length. If I say width 3/4, obviously it'll be 3/4 length. So that was 13/4, which isn't a real command. So that's one way to do that, where you can kind of control the parental structure, like where the template goes on the DOM. You could also define pixel values as well. So I could say 350 pixels, it'll be 350 pixels wide, or I could say 35 rem. That's another unit of measurement, of course. So whichever way of width you need to define it, but that's the coolest thing of these components is they're really Lego brick friendly. So we chose this because I had a hunch it would change the color. I know the buttons change color, so let's hope that it follows suit. I think it will. So how to change colors in Shadcn is incredibly easy. It's fantastic. It's amazing. So I can choose the colors I want right here, right, or customize a few. But let's just go ahead and choose green, right? Right now we're using kind of this blue theme. Maybe our application isn't really suited for a blue theme. Boom, all I need to do is just copy in this layer base and all this CSS code. I go to my globals.css. I take this layer base, I can delete it and paste in the new one, the one we just selected. And watch, boom, everything is green. This new slider, green. These buttons, green. This little checkbox, green. It's fantastic. It's so easy, and obviously, you know, you don't have to use green or use these colors. You can customize as you need, it looks like. Looks like they have a New York, so more smaller text. Kind of do these other colors as well. Looks like you could do a light theme. So let's try that out. Let's see if I can copy that in and if it changes the entire theme of our application. That is really cool. Looks like it didn't really change the background theming. So I wonder why that is. I wonder if we need to declare that it's a light theme, like we need to choose the mode, like we need a mode selector that lets us know that it's a light theme. So let's kind of look for that real quick. See if we could build that up real quick for us. Toggle, looking for some sort of toggle thing, toggle group. Toggle group, okay. Date picker, maybe mode picker. Is there a mode? Dates, color picker. Shadcn color picking, right? That's what we ultimately want to do. So maybe there'll be a part 3. Maybe there will be a part 3. But I do believe there should be an easy way to choose dark and light mode. So maybe it has something to do with this. If this is dark, maybe we change this to light real quick just to invert it. See if that'll do anything. No, doesn't look like it does. So root. Let's see, 1 bit. I don't see a light mode. I wonder if I need to declare certain things, right? Like this is the dark mode. Boom, there it is. Okay, so that's why I need to actually declare dark mode. And that looks like it kind of handles our issues here. And then obviously with these text whites, I need to declare them as well to say dark. Boom. Look at that, folks. A little elbow grease, and we figured it out. We figured it out. So that is awesome. That is awesome. So maybe I can flip this to light now and see if it'll invert the theme. I'm not sure if it works like that with CSS. I don't think it does. Okay, but that's awesome. That is so awesome. So it looks like we can download Next themes and probably declare these things, and it would work hopefully idealistically, right? So Next themes is a component library with, oh, looks like Shadcn is right there with all the documentation for it. So we have install Next themes, wrap the theme provider in this, and yeah, you know, we could go ahead and take a crack at it, see how it goes. Why not, right? Why not? And then if this goes bad, I'll build the table so we at least get some content out of this, and you guys can see. So I'm going to npm install Next themes, and I'm going to go to what looks like my layout component. Or no, it looks like you just build a theme provider and then wrap your layout with the theme provider, it looks like. So in components, I will say, not in component, but in the, should actually make just a providers folder. I like to do that a little bit better than layered into components. So I'll do that instead. I'll say theme provider.tsx, paste that in. And looks like I go to my root layout. We'll just need to change the route of where this theme provider comes from, because we're not doing slash components. It's coming from slash providers. It's the folder that we built. And should be popping up here, theme provider. Export function theme provider. Oh, I think it just needs a moment to refresh. And then we wrap the application, it looks like, or the children, with this theme provider. So, boom, here we go. Let's see, I'm gonna close out a layout and reopen it, see if that refreshes it, fixes the problem. It's from providers, not provider. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that is that, and then I don't know how to do this toggle. Let's see, so place a mode toggle on your site. Is that one of the components, it looks like? A mode toggle code. Use theme from Next Themes. Interesting, 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 interesting. So I'm going to copy all this code and I'm going to put it into, well, let's see if they actually have a just install for it so we don't have to build it ourselves. But we looked for it, couldn't find it real quick. I'll pop that into the components folder. So I'll call it base toggle.tsx. Should be all of that. Radix icons, we don't have it. And I'll go back to the page where we're doing all this. And let's, instead of this slider, right above it, we'll insert the base toggle. See how it goes, right? Not getting any help from IntelliSense. No. Okay, let's see if it does smart. No. So I'm going to import base toggle now, and from the correct UI path, or the correct path, base toggle, pulling in base toggle, should be on our page now. Oh, we didn't call it base toggle. Need to call it base toggle in here. Let's see. Could not find radix icons. That's fine. We'll just make these divs instead, and in these divs, in these radix divs, let me just put light. Sorry guys, I'm kind of going on the fly to see if this stuff works or not. Let's see. So kind of building a custom one real quick, and then we'll review some of the code. But I did not install the radix library, so obviously there's going to be issues there. So base toggle. Why is this being an issue? Base toggle, add import from component / toggle. There it is. Let's see, dark mode. I can click it. Light mode, nice. That is so cool, guys. I can't believe it works. Can't believe it. We were just gunning off the hip on a lot of this. Woo-wee! oh, okay. So with that being said, let's rewind and circle the wagons and look at the code that is now here. So what we did, we pulled in a theme provider from Shadcn. So I didn't know exactly where to find that in the documentation. I think it was just the themes. If we go to themes, where is it? Theming. Boom. I think it's right here. So dark mode. I clicked dark mode, Next.js. You do npm install next themes. You pull in this theme provider component. And I like to put it in a providers folder whenever I do providers, but you could put it in your components folder. That's fine. Just make sure when you use this provider that you get the route path correct. That's the only thing that could throw you off there. if you just followed this code exactly. Just make sure this theme provider, when you pull it in, go to your layout of your application or whichever layout you want this theme provider to be part of. Wrap your application with this theme provider, and then looks like just pop open this toggle mode. Just grab this code right here from this toggle mode, and it looks like that'll provide everything you need for toggle mode switching. Yeah, and that's it, guys. We just pulled in called it the base toggle. I always like to call my components base and then component name. So base input, base button, base toggle, base whichever. It's just a habit I got into from working with some fantastic engineers. That is awesome. And even the outline turns to the color that the theme is. That is so cool. So this is why I know it looks bad because the icon's not right, but all you got to do is just pop in some icons there, you know, and you have your light and dark modes. That is so effective, so easy to do. Oh, and the other thing we forgot to talk about is when you're using your light and dark modes, you just need to prefix your components, your classes, your CSS. Let me zoom in. The ones you want with dark mode and light mode. So usually it's just going to be your background colors. It looks like the color palettes handle themselves here. I don't think they change, but it's usually just going to be your background colors and then also your text colors. So that you could see that's just all where I've highlighted the dark mode. The dark pseudo class is with the backgrounds and the text colors. So guys, what an awesome tutorial. I guess throwing it in there, we could try to go for the table, but that looks like it's just a component that yeah, let's try to pop in this table real quick. So see how quick it really is in Shadcn. So I'm going to install this table. So I just copy it in from this first command. npx Shadcn add table. Add TanStack dependency. It looks like I need to add that as well. Okay. We are going to build a table to show payments. So here is the data for payments, it looks like. What I did kind of behind the scenes was just build a bit of data for movies. So that's all I built the table was just movie title stuff. So I'm going to delete that now and paste in this just temporary data of, let's just make sure this drop down doesn't have any stuff. Boom. And I'm just going to keep it all within the file so I can navigate it pretty easily. So instead of data.map, I need payments, and then instead of movies or movie, it's going to be payment dot something, because now it's payments. And oh, and then let's copy in that table. Looks like. So column ref, I also need this from TanStack. Let's see, guys. Let's see how this goes, right? Just kind of shooting from the hip. So I'm importing the column def from TanStack. And then I'm going to pull in the columns as well. So now I have two pieces of data. I have the data that I need, the payments, and then the data that builds the columns. And let's import a table, excuse me. Okay, so it looks like it's actually a lot of stuff here. I am going to build a new component called base table that uses all this real quick. Let's try that out. So I'll say base table.tsx. I'm gonna pop this in, and I'm actually gonna go back. Let me close some of these tabs, guys. I'm going to close this globals tab. I'm going to close this base toggle tab. I'm going to close this layout. I'm going to steal this data that we needed, the payments and the columns. And I'm just going to put it in with the base table. So that's going to exist right here. let's see, I'll put it under this statement right here like that. So this should have all of this stuff unless I pass in, oh, it looks like I do pass in the columns and data. I see, got it. Okay, so I'm actually not gonna do that. Let's undo that step. What I am gonna do though is bring in the column def, it looks like. No, it looks like it's here already. Column def, it's already there. Okay, so I won't do that. And I will try to pull in the base table now. Let me close this payments.map actually. That's the table I had kind of constructed with the headers. So let's delete all of it actually. So that table should be gone now. And let's say base table. Then I need to hop off this. So let's see if this this works out well, guys. Oh, I do need to import column def. Okay, so keep column def in there. Sorry about that, folks. Sometimes the development process is a little bit sweaty, right? So we're gonna keep column def in there. And then I need to import base table from the component that we just built. So I'm going to do that now. Let's try to do that. And then I bet I'm going to have to pass in the data. So it's not going to be called data table, or it's not going to be called table. It'll be called base table, not data table. So that import should be working now. But it's probably not going to work because we need to pass in some props. And the props we need to pass in are going to be the columns, which get the columns. And then the data, which is going to get our payments. So let's see if that builds our table. And it looks like it does. Looks like it does. Boom. Just like that, folks. I'm not seeing some of the boxes and stuff, but that is a-okay. Guys, but Shadcn, just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So would highly recommend using it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. There's part 2 on theming and color changing with the dark mode and light mode and building a table with Shadcn. So thank you so much for watching. Cheers.